Thursday, April 15, Only Noah was left. Our text for today is Genesis chapter 7 and verse 23. He blotted out every living thing that was upon the face of the ground, man and animals and creeping things and birds of the air. They were blotted out from the earth. Only Noah was left, and those that were with him in the ark. In this text, one finds the first mention of the concept of the remnant in the Scriptures. The word translated as was left comes from another word whose root forms are used many times in the Old Testament, where the idea of a remnant is conveyed. Genesis 45 verse 7, "And God sent me before you to preserve for you a remnant on earth, and to keep alive for you many survivors." And Isaiah 4 verse 3, "And he who is left in Zion and remains in Jerusalem will be called holy, every one who has been recorded for life in Jerusalem." And Isaiah 11 verse 11, "In that day the Lord will extend his hand yet a second time to recover the remnant which is left of his people." In all these cases, the italicized words, that's a remnant, who is left, and remnant which is left, are linked to the similar words was left found in Genesis chapter 7 verse 23. Question. Look at Genesis 7:23 and the other examples. How do you understand the concept of a remnant here? What are the surrounding conditions that led to a remnant? How does the covenant fit in with the idea of a remnant? Genesis 7:23, "So he destroyed all living things which were on the face of the ground, both man and cattle, creeping thing and bird of the air. They were destroyed from the earth. Only Noah and those who were with him in the ark remained alive." And as we read before in Genesis 45 verse 7, "And God sent me before you to preserve for you a remnant on earth, and to keep alive for you many survivors." And Isaiah 4 verse 3, "And he who is left in Zion and remains in Jerusalem will be called holy, every one who has been recorded for life in Jerusalem." And Isaiah 11 verse 11, "In that day the Lord will extend his hand yet a second time to recover the remnant which is left of his people." At the time of the flood, the Creator of the world became the judge of the world. The nearing worldwide judgment raised the question whether all life on earth, even human life, would be destroyed. If not, who would be the survivors? Who would be the remnant? In this case, it was Noah and his family. Yet Noah's salvation was linked to God's covenant with him. Genesis 6 verse 18, which reads, "But I will establish my covenant with you, and you shall go into the ark, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you," a covenant that originated and was executed by a God of mercy and grace. They survived only because of what God did for them, however important their cooperation was. Whatever Noah's covenant obligations were, and no matter how faithfully he executed them, his only hope was in God's mercy. And so to finish today, based upon our understanding of last-day events, which includes a time when God will have a remnant, as we read in Revelation 12:17, what parallels can we learn from the story of Noah that will help us prepare to be part of the remnant? Revelation 12:17 reads, "And the dragon was enraged with the woman, and he went to make war with the rest of her offspring, who keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ." In what ways are we making decisions every day that could impact just where we finally stand at that time?